Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In no particular order, I told you that I was going to show my top 5 AR-15 platforms with different cartridges. Some of them are fairly new, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Up on the bench today is my 6.5 Grendel that I've owned for over 5 years, have loaded over 10 different projectiles, 6 different powders, and today I'm going to give you a sampling, including factory-loaded ammunition, as a baseline to compare against the other cartridges that I'll be reviewing coming up on the future videos as promised. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get shooting. Okay, quick overview of my rifle. This is a BCA upper 24-inch barrel, chambered in 6.5 Grendel. Now I'll be shooting from 120 grain down to 90 grain at various offerings, and I'll show you all the shots. I'll give you all the numbers, and at the end of this video we'll go ahead and give a comparison as far as the killing power, or what I call the terminal ballistic performance of this rifle for medium-sized game on down to varmints. I have taken at least 3 bucks with 120 grain. Only one shot was necessary. Yes, 2 of them did run off, but maybe no more than 30 yards, and I was able to see them the whole time and be able to get them pretty quickly. Alright, so the target is only set up at 75 yards today, and the reason for that is because it's muddy out there, and I don't want to be bothered with it. Alright, so let me go ahead and turn on the target camera down there, and let's get shooting. Okay, first up is the factory offering of these 120 grain Federal Fusion. Now, according to the box, this is supposed to be going about 2,600 feet per second out of a 24-inch barrel. Well, I have a 24-inch barrel, so we're going to test that. I don't have a lot of trust with Federal Fusion ammo because of past performance in terms of underwhelming speed, according to what's on the box. But we're here to test that. The ballistic coefficient on Federal Fusions is right around 0.450 G1, so we're going to can't test that because we're not shooting long distance today. And quite frankly, ballistics coefficient does not matter, in my opinion, for these AR-15 type of ammunitions when their killing power is only out to 300 yards anyway. Now for long distance shooters, that's a different subject altogether. But for hunters, we're only considered about what type of energy on target and speed for bullet drop. And that's what we're testing, and that's what I'll give you today. Alright, so here we go with the first 3. 120 grain Federal Fusion. Be the target on the left. Get the parallax correct. There we go. Alright. Pretty good accuracy. That last shot was 26-16. So let's go change everything up. I'll give you the total numbers, and then let's move on to the 120 grain Speer Gold Dot, which is my hand load. Okay, next up is my Speer Gold Dots, 120 grain. I happen to be very, very partial to Gold Dot bullets. They have never failed me, and I've never recovered one. Complete pass-through on all animals. Now I've loaded the Gold Dots with 3 different powders, but today I'm using the slowest of the 3, which is Benchmark. The other powder is a CFE 223, and Alliant Pro Varmint, which I guess has been discontinued, and I'm kind of saving that because that gave me the fastest velocity. So let's see how the 120 grain gold dots with a ballistic coefficient of 0.457 G1. All right, same target I just shot. Here we go. Mark those 3 from the previous because I didn't mark them. Okay, that last one was 2510. All right, so let's go ahead and change on over. The next one up will be the Hornady 100 grain ELDM. Be right back. Okay, those numbers turned out pretty good for the gold dot. 2518 with a standard deviation of 10, and I think you saw the accuracy on it. Now again, the other powders are all shoot faster than that. Okay, so now the next one up is 100 grain ELDM. It's a real good bullet, has a real high ballistic coefficient of 0.380, which gives me a little bit more speed and extended distance. But I'm going to show that to you rather than tell it to you. So here we are with the 3 shots of the 100 grain ELDM. My ears in. All right, target on the right, lower left. Looks like a pretty good target. That last speed, 2812. Okay, folks, let's change over. Let's get to the next one. Give you the numbers. The next one's going to be the 95 grain Hornady VMAX. Okay, those 100 grain VMAXs, or not VMAX, ELDM sure shoot nice. That was an average of 2814 and a standard deviation of 3. That was using benchmark powder again, 29 grains. Okay, so now we're going with the VMAX, 95 grain, ballistic coefficient 3.365 G1. I'm using CFE 223 powder, a pretty strong charge of 32.5. It's cold today, about 30 degrees. As you can probably hear, there's a 5 to 10 mile an hour crosswind. All right, so let's go ahead and shoot these. Give you the numbers. And at the end, I think you're going to enjoy the difference on a ballistics table. All right, target just above the last one I shot. Looks like a pretty nice little group there. All right, that last shot was 2741. So that CFE powder has not given me the best velocity in my 6.5 Grendel. But 2745, that's not bad. But I should be more like just on the light side of 2850. All right, so reset the camera. Gonna come up with my last 3 rounds, which will be the Spear TNT 90 grain. Happens to be my favorite bullet for the Grendel. Okay, be right back. Okay, that was pretty good, but kind of disappointing on the speed. That only had a top speed of 2763 using that CFE 223. All right, so now we're doing the 90 grain Spear TNTs with Power Pro Varmint, 32.5 grains. These should be pretty fast, but we'll see. All right, hang on. Target right below the last one I shot. Pretty nice group. 2984. All right, folks, let's wrap this up, get back to the barn, show you the target, and let's do a little bit of ballistic calculation for you to compare the 6.5 Grendel. Again, in the future videos, I will go ahead and compare the rest of them. 6.8 SBC, the 6mm arc, and the 300 hammer. Okay, let's go. All right, let's go over these targets. First over here is the 120 grain Federal Fusion, average 2610, ST of 10.652, and that's a pretty good little group there. Then the 120 grain Gold Dot, average 2518, 27.1 of benchmark. That's a light load, but that worked out to be 0.578, and I think you saw that on the video. Okay, then over here, first up was the 100 grain Hornady ELDM, an average of 2814, an SD of 3. That was with 29 grains of benchmark, 0.473 was the measurement. Then the 95 grain VMAX, an average of 2763, 32.5 grains of CFE 223, 0.363. The reason why that is so low is because that was the best group. The higher I went on CFE 223, the groups opened up, so I just kind of left it that way. Then over here in the lower right with my favorite bullet, the 90 grain Spear TNT, average of 2957. 32.5 grains of Power Pro Varmint, which is a deleted powder, so I have to find a substitute, but 0.332, and I think you saw that. So now let's go down here to the ballistic calculators. Okay, first off over here, as you can probably see, is the 120 grain at 2610, 120 grain 0.457, and that's the Federal Fusion. Now notice here where it drops below 1,000 foot-pounds of energy at 350 yards, but not by much. So this can actually carry out to 400 yards at 992 foot-pounds for a deer-sized game. But look at the drop. I go in 300 yards, 300 to 400 yards, I go from 15.7 to 34.9, so it's dropping real fast. That's why I say these AR-10 cartridges are basically 300 yards and in because of the drop, not necessarily because of the energy. Okay, then this one over here now is the 100 grain ELDM. 2814 was the speed. It has a ballistic coefficient of 0.38. Notice here at 300 yards, it's 1,042, and at 350 yards, 949. And the drop, 13.6 inches, 21.3. But if I go out to 4, look at that, 31 inches, from 13 to 31 inches. So 300 to 400 yards, it's dropping off real fast. Okay, then the last one over here, which is my favorite bullet, is the 90 grain Spear TNT. 2957 was the speed, a 0.281 ballistic coefficient, but look at the speed. Okay, at 250 yards though, I go below that 1,000 foot-pounds of energy threshold, but only a 7.5 inch drop. And then at 300 yards, 13.8, and then at 350 yards, 21.2, at 400 yards, 31.3. So you kind of notice there that even with the heavier bullets, I'm dropping just about the same at 400 yards, 34, 31, and 31. Okay, folks, well, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please do subscribe and check your subscriptions, please. But no matter what, God bless you all. See you again next time for the next cartridge in the AR-15 realm. Goodbye.